Thank you, Right Honourable Speaker. I am happy with your guidance that we are able to ask questions to colleagues who are not in the House, especially ministers, because many times we look for them. Now that they can also respond to us when they are online, we do take your good guidance. We shall keep shooting those questions and require that those ministers respond to our questions even when they are online. So I want to thank you for that guidance, Right Honourable Speaker. We are going to act on it. You can be very sure, Right Honourable Speaker, because the ministers we always look for and we do not get them. But now that they are online, we shall find them online. This is the technology age. Some colleagues are saying, even in their offices, this is Parliament. We require you people here in Parliament, so that you account not just to us, but to the people of Uganda. So when we come to your offices, it's okay. A member can pay courtesy visit. I can go to Ladit's office. But when I have certain critical questions on behalf of the people of Uganda, Ladit should be here and he should account. But let me move away from that issue, Right Honourable Speaker. Via Rule 53, Right Honourable Speaker, I would like to present this very quick report on an oversight visit that, together with some colleagues, we did pay to vote 167, that is Science, Technology and Innovation, to support what was called Strategic Pharmaceutical Industrial Investment, and particularly Day Biopharma Limited. In fulfillment of Section 6A and E of the Administration of Parliament Amendment Act of 2006, I led a delegation of some members of the Shadow Cabinet to visit Day Biopharma Limited on Thursday, September 19th, 2024, with the objective of establishing value for the taxpayer money invested in this company and assessing progress of operations of this company. Day Biopharma Limited, a drug and vaccine manufacturing plant, is located at Matuga in Wakiso district, and its director is a one Mr. Matthias Magola. This pharmaceutical company was launched on July 6, 2021, and it set out to produce all forms of essential medicine, including vaccines. Mr. Magola came into prominence in March 2020, following his claims to have discovered a cure for COVID-19. He promised to produce medicine for COVID, but that never saw the light of day, Right Honourable Speaker and members. To date, Day Biopharma has received a cumulative total amount of 723.4 billion shillings in funding from government. 723.4 billion shillings. This financial support began with an initial allocation of 70 billion, which was granted during financial year 2023-2024, followed by an additional 75 billion in December of 2023, and finally the most recent significant amount of 578.4 billion that was provided through the supplementary schedule I've talked about. The bailout money was intended for government to acquire equity and become a shareholder. However, the funding allocated to Day Biopharma became contentious during the parliamentary discussions, with the minority report raising multiple concerns, which included: 1, lack of evidence of a special board resolution granting government shares in this company. 2, there was no evaluation and valuation of this company by the chief government valuer to ascertain the company's worthiness and viability. 3, there was no memorandum and articles of association to establish the actual owners of the company. There was no disclosure of beneficial owners as a new requirement in the Company Act to curtail money laundering. And 5, there was no memorandum of understanding or agreement spelling out key obligations. And these are questions we asked on that day in this House, Right Honourable Speaker. Government promised that after the supplementary request gets approved by Parliament, they would set out to do all that due diligence. This position was not tenable to a number of us in the House because we did not want to put the cart before the horse. We told government that availing money to a company whose worth is not ascertained is like shooting first and aiming later. Despite our concerns, the supplementary request was approved. The delegation of legislators that I went with interacted with members of the board and management who provided some insights into the company's initiatives and challenges. They offered perspectives on regulatory, compliance, and pharmaceutical practices, including research developments and production capabilities. The objectives of our oversight visit included assessing the progress of setting up the plant and establishing whether there was value for taxpayers' money thus far. 2, to verify whether there was progress regarding Day Biopharma Limited's pledge to manufacture vaccines and other essential medicines. 3, to ascertain the extent of the government's shareholding in Day Biopharma Limited. And 4, to determine if a proper valuation was conducted and whether an agreement exists between the government and Day Biopharma Limited. Our findings, Right Honourable Speaker. Management asserted that Day Biopharma had been valued and that an agreement had been signed with government. However, they did not present any documentation to substantiate this assertion. Government should avail to Parliament all documentation regarding the said agreement with Day Biopharma and the valuation of the company, if at all these documents exist. 2, while it was noted that the infrastructure was in place at the time of the visit, what Ugandans are interested in is the promised production of essential medicines and vaccines. Management of Day Biopharma assured the delegation that medicine production was going to commence at the start of October 2024. Right Honourable Speaker and colleagues, we are now coming to the end of October. Can government provide an update on this matter? 3, interestingly, when pressed for speedy delivery and production and subsequent accountability for government funds, the proprietor expressed readiness to refund the 723.4 billion to government soon. Can government elucidate on this issue? We've made 3 recommendations. The government should provide accountability for the 723.4 billion already spent on this project. Would like to see value for taxpayers' money. 2, to promote transparency, the government should be able to table on the floor of Parliament the agreement signed with Day Biopharma to ascertain obligations of each party and the valuation report by the chief government valuer. Let them be tabled here on the floor so that we know. 3, government should bring to Parliament a comprehensive policy on bailouts to guide future government interventions in private enterprises. This will help to determine objectively which companies are deserving of bailouts and how struggling companies can be able to apply for bailouts. As it is today, it seems that only those who are connected to people in government are able to access bailouts. No wonder a number of them don't feel obliged or obligated to account for the funds that they receive. In conclusion, Right Honourable Speaker, the lack of transparency surrounding the agreement between the government of Uganda and Day Biopharma raises considerable concerns about the accountability of both parties involved. We don't know why government is leaving a lot of room for suspicion. Keep us in the loop. Table the agreements. Let us know what's happening. Relatedly, it is prudent that before any financial commitment by government to a company, there must be due diligence done before, not after extending funds. Let me repeat that, Right Honourable Speaker. Before any financial commitment by government to a company, there must be due diligence done before, not after. Because when we were here debating this matter and saying, where's the due diligence, government was telling us, we are going to carry it out. So why then do you want us to extend money when we have not done due diligence? Let's be better organized. Let's stop being shabby. It is imperative for government to prioritize accountability in all public expenditures, particularly in high-stakes commitments such as this one. Finally, let me reiterate that establishing a comprehensive policy regarding company bailouts must be in place in order to avoid ambiguities in future dealings. Such a policy would provide clear guidelines and criteria for when and how public funds can be used to support private enterprises, ensuring that taxpayers' interests are safeguarded and that all actions taken are in the best interest of the public. This approach would not only mitigate potential risks, but also ensure that government is committed to transparency and fiscal responsibility. Right Honourable Speaker and colleagues, I beg to submit. Thank you.